Hey guys, and welcome back. About a year ago I made this little thing in the tree, and for these little guys, and obviously going up a ladder isn't really interesting. So today we are going to be building a climbing wall against this with an entry hatch way area here for them. I've got these heat treated beams, and these are the only things I bought, as well as these galvanized supports that will be in the soil. Apart from that, everything else is, in theory, reclaimed wood from pallets or wood that I found in the street. Roughly 74 centimeters apart. So I'm going to cut it a bit shy to start off with, and then we'll see what happens. $74. There's a tiny difference, but should be okay. Less than a millimeter. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to be building this directly onto the table. This is going to give me a good measure of how things look and how they work. I'm being overrun by the interns. So we're going to go ahead and measure 40 centimeters from the top. There we go. This is going to be the first measure. Let's have it roughly in the center. Thank you, Leo. You holding? You holding? Good. Now 120 centimeters. Okay, okay. Well done. So my plan of action is to do a first cut here, quite high up, and then on all the surfaces, of course, using the same surface as a reference here. And then what I'll do is I'm going to move my domino down and do a second cut lower down here, using the same reference on the top. All my holes are cut at the same distance here, so what I'm just going to do is raise my fence. There we go. So it's not going to be perfect. I would love to have another one out here. And keeping the same depth that I've just set, I can go ahead and punch in all the secondary holes. I'm going to add wood glue to all of these and ratchet strap them down, and then I will use metal brackets to be able to make sure everything is really, really sturdy. It should be overkill, but I don't mind that. Okay, adding a ton of wood glue inside all of my wood glue is maybe a bit old. Should be fine. There we go, that's one in. Yay! All nice and sturdy, and we can leave it rest for a couple of hours, and that should be good. In the meantime, I'm going to start preparing my inner braces. Nice and strong. As I mentioned, this is completely overkill, but I do prefer that in the long run because this is going to be outside anyway. So, Leo, I'll do the first ones, okay, and then you can do it. Okay, Leo, are you going to do it? There we go, bit more, bit more, bit more. Well done. Okay, we have the structure in place at a nice comfortable angle for a kid. Should also give some level of difficulty, but hopefully that should be fine. We know where to start our holes. There we go, that's the next hole. I cut two pieces of wood like this, and these go here. And the whole idea isn't necessarily to hold the structure, but just to keep it in cohesion with the rest of the cabin, because of course I'll be pouring cement down there on the feet. So I'm mixing up my concrete for the base, and as you'll see, the concrete is just going to be holding in the supports. And I don't mind if doesn't look very good, because the goal is to have the earth on top and hiding the concrete base. I think that consistency is quite good. What do you think, Nina? Yeah, it's good consistency. Let's do this one. the goal is just to have it hold the foot, and we'll cover it up tomorrow once it's nice and set with earth to make sure that all this is hidden underneath the soil. And of course, if you wanted it to be visible, you'd have to make a small structure, either in wood to be able to pour it in, or I've used one of these buckets in the past and just cut the bottom off and turn the bucket over, and that works nicely to give you a cone shape as well. Not perfect, but it works if you don't know what you're doing, like me. We've left it all to dry overnight and we are ready to go. There we go, all hard now. J and L. There we go, plus. And we can cover it up with soil. What I want to do right now is have a look and see how this has done. Because in theory, this should all be dry as well. Careful your fingers, Olivia. Okay, let's grab a first plank. So over the last few months and weeks, I've been taking down pallets and breaking them down to their basic components to get wood for this. Let's go with this one. Okay, now the test. Jumping on it with all my weight. Okay, yep, I'm happy with that. Let's do the rest. Hey, last one, done. All done. I'm leaving a bit of extra space at the top here because I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to finish this. I'm going to open this up, but then I'll have a sort of step going in, which may not be very secure. So I might just leave this one at the final height. Let's first cut all this flush, make it look nice, and then we can go ahead and add in the 3D printed holds. Now I do want to talk about these 3D printed holds for 1 second because this is an experiment for me, and while the printing itself went really fine, I'm using a BambuLab P1S printer, and of course my filament had to be really dry for this because using PETG and ASA filament, these are filaments that are very susceptible to moisture, and I did have to dry them out quite a lot beforehand. But thanks to the AMS 2 from BambuLab and the AMS HT, if I'm not mistaken with the names, I was able to get these really dry and they printed perfectly. However, a lot of you will have issues with the fact that I've gone and 3D printed these, and to be honest, I share the concerns that some people might have about them not lasting very long or not being very sturdy. I used 30% or 35% infill on these, so I'm not worried about them being sturdy enough. I am worried about them delaminating a bit, but all of them have at least 2 of these different mounting points, so they should, in theory, be fine. That being said, I will be testing them out myself directly first, so if they can hold my weight, they can hold the weight of my kids. And I will come back to them on a regular basis every 3 or 6 months to check on the update of these, because that is definitely something that I myself am worried about for my kids. PETG CF for its strength and overall, just durability, and then ASA because they're supposed to be outside, even if where they are, they're never really going to get any direct sunlight, so should be fine. But I'll still be careful and I will still check them on a regular basis. Anyhow, let's get going. This is the fun part. Where do we put them? Jan, where do we put this one? Let's make it easier, but not too easy. Let's do it. What about
here?
Around here like that?
Yes.
On the side? Like that?
Yes.
Okay, let's go and do that. Hey, that's actually really strong. Okay, I'm very impressed with that already.
By here. No. Wait.
What do you think? About there? Okay, which one do we do next, Leo? Okay. Let me see if I can push it off. No, Leo, wait. Yeah. That feels very strong. Okay, I am happy with where we are now. I think we've got enough. and some complexity. So for example, the black ones are made to be a bit harder to use for a child. Number 1. Good. Leo, you wanna try? You wanna try? Okay, Leo, take your time. All the way to the top. Can you get down now? You see if you can get down. It's not easy getting down. How is it, Leo? Good, yeah? Jaja, do you want to try? Well done, Jaja. Well, I'm actually very, very happy with the results. Now, let's go ahead and make the entrance so that once the kid is up, he can actually get into the cabin, the treehouse. Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. It is all done and finished, and I am delighted with the overall result. My kids seem to absolutely love this, and will they use it for months to come? Maybe, we'll see, but they are using it currently, and I'm really taking a lot of joy and pride of knowing that they can now enjoy this, as well as the other entrance, the more adult entrance to the cabin. In the meantime, guys, a huge thank you for joining me today for this video. I really do hope that you've enjoyed. I hope that you've learned something, and I hope to see you very soon for some more crafting.